Fez is a puzzle platformer indie game. The story follows Gomez, a kid, I guess, who lives in a two-dimensional plane, where everyone is ignorant to the third dimension. One day, Gomez is visited by an old man by the name of Geezer, who tells him that today is a special day and it's time for an adventure. Then he puts Gomez on a magical trip, if you know what I mean. I mean, seriously, look at this. What the rainbows everywhere. Gomez then receives the Fez that allows him to change the dimensional view freely. Afterwards, he is visited by a magical... What's with this game and creating unidentifiable objects? I mean, what is that? Anyway, his, her, its name is Dot, and he, she, it tells you that you need to find these magical cubes, or the world will collapse on itself. And then you're off. The controls are solid and simple to learn on a controller, but if you're playing on a keyboard, it's a bit trickier. I personally prefer and recommend using a controller, but that's just me. The controls are moving, jumping, climbing, and changing the dimensions as you please. The changing of dimension puts a spin on your platforming knowledge, and this is also where the puzzle aspect of this game comes in. In certain parts, you need to think about how changing the perspective will help you advance. In these sections, there are several pathways and cubes you have to find. Eventually, this game becomes a maze of pathways, turns, jumps, and it can get pretty confusing at times. It also kinda makes the game boring because this means you spend a lot of time backtracking if you end up at a dead end, or if you found all the cubes in one area. And there are warp gates, but these are only in some sections, and even then it only brings you back to a central hub, sort of. Aside from the gameplay, the music is nice, although during a large portion of this game you're left in silence. It's kind of weird. The pixelated artwork is great too, and it helps further the point that while these people live in a 3D world, they can only see in 2 dimensions. In fact, visually, this game is amazing, no doubt, but it's in its actual gameplay where I think this game lacks. So, to cap it off, the visuals and music are good, but the game tends to get boring due to its maze-like structure and the backtracking. But this doesn't mean it's a bad game. The concept of changing your perspective of the world to help you advance through certain sections is neat. And if you're into puzzle platformers, then this is a game for you. Personally though, I think this game had a lot more potential with this concept. That's why I give this game a 6 out of 10. If you don't agree with me, write your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.